Hey everyone, I'm Brandon. A couple months ago, I actually presented the previous business in a lightning round, and I got a lot of feedback from people that asked me to present the business. And between the time that I applied to come present and now, we closed the business and pivoted. So I thought I'd take an opportunity to kind of do a little presentation, a little bit more out of the box, kind of talk about some learnings of what we had about what happened, what kind of didn't work, and spent some time actually talking about like, hey, I spent tens of thousands of dollars in 18 months learning these lessons. Maybe I should share it. So then I'll probably spend a few minutes at the very end, kind of briefly talking about my product that we just, as of 3 weeks ago, started. So we'll spend a lot of time. Next slide. Yeah. Great. There we go. Okay. So quick slide on this one. The previous company was called Feedback. It was a video review and testimonial service. Something just exactly what you saw with what Mary presented. That video is what we did. We gave businesses a link. Or actually, you can go to the next slide. Because the last thing is like, the fundamental approach is we're going from a B2B to a B2C, which is a pretty large change here. And it's kind of counterintuitive. It's usually B2B is safer spot. But what was Feedback? Feedback was like I said, a video review and testimonial service. The goal of the business was to allow any business out there that it passed the grandma test. Can I get somebody to give me a video for social, right? Because social proof is powerful. Right, you watch a video, you identify with the people, we're tribal in a sense, right? People look for outcomes, marketing. That's why I'd say first off, one of the big lessons you want. People buy outcomes. They don't buy the process along the way. They see someone, they saw an outcome. I want that same thing. I want it. Video is powerful. And at the end of the day, this is a dashboard of what it looked like when you were logged in. You can see your videos coming in. We did some cool ML stuff with like automated NPS scoring and stuff like that. But ultimately, we found that the business was failing. And the next slide. There we go. Okay. So I want to actually spend most of the time of my presentation on this slide right here and focusing on this first one right here. This is the most important part of the whole presentation, right? What we found was that Feedback was a tool and not a product. And the best analogy I can give you kind of give an idea of like what does that look like in the real world. If I had created an amazing facial recognition AI, right? Coolest thing in the world. Everyone looks at it and says, oh, that's amazing. That changed the world. But yet I go out and try to sell it. Nobody is up at night thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have good AI facial recognition software. No one's going to buy it, right? But you can take that same thing you built and just package it. You don't even need to add any more code to it. You just need to wrap it in something that someone says, that's a solution. So now I take that same product and I go to like a pit boss or like a security guard who is up at night thinking about all the people coming to this casino, frauding them, or the security concern saying, hey, guess what? I have a solution for you. This thing will identify people coming into your casino. You'll see them immediately, and they go, oh, I love it. I want to do that. So the big problem we have is trying to find a way to wrap that product in a solution that would then present itself. And like I said, no one was staying up at night thinking like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough videos for my business. So that led to the last part was that what we did find though was that customers that did sign up and start to leverage the product, they got fantastic results. I mean, I can think of a couple of YouTube channels that did it. They would get lots and lots of people submitting videos. They were amazing testimonials because they were authentic. They weren't paid influencers, right? And people have good BS detectors. They know when you're an influencer, you're trying to hawk a product, right? But that led to a second problem, which is kind of where the pivot starts, is that we found there was a large education gap. They had this amazing content and they didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know how to leverage it into new sales. And at the end of the day, if you know a good problem to solve for any business, every business needs new customers. Doesn't matter what recession we're in, if you're a business that helps other businesses get new customers, you'll never go under. And that was what we were trying to aim for. So what did we get right and where we're going? Number one, video reviews are inevitable. We're moving past two thumbs, right? When you try to communicate through two thumbs, it's constricted, right? As you know, for me, is that communication is a lot of nonverbal cues. Ask any dating coach, right? My tonality, my tone of voice, my hand movements, right? We speak through a lot of non-visible said. And so people identify through video. And it's why it's leading us to what we found, what was going on in the market. As we started to dig into our problems, reflecting on what's going on here. What we found was that as we tried to get customers to leave videos for businesses, we found a spot where people were already doing it and not even being asked to do it. And it was social media. was TikTok, it was Instagram stories, it was Facebook or Instagram Reels, Facebook stories, YouTube Shorts. People are already doing it. They're trying to use something that wasn't built that way, built to do it, to do it, right? They're trying to find a solution to their problem. And we're going to go on that one a little bit more, but the last one I wanted to call out too is that we found that when we did research, that most people to make a purchasing decision, am I going to buy this product or not, needed less than a minute. They didn't need a 25-minute YouTube video going over every single feature. They wanted someone to pull it out of the box, put it next to it, like how big is it? I mean, I'm sure everyone of you have rented that property. Look at some Amazon, you're like, that's a little cheap. Is that 6 inches or 6 feet? You're trying to like, what is this thing, right? And you're like, I just wish someone pull out the box, turn it on once, like, cool, got it, buy it, right? So we'll start right there. And what I want to start with is, I know that everyone in this room at some point has got a text or a chat from a friend that says, hey, check out this cool thing I found on TikTok or Instagram, right? Start there, because that's goes to the next part, right? This is where we started thinking about what problem could we go out and solve that would work really well and rather than scale. All right, quickly on these slides, everyone has been through this journey. I found something on TikTok, I want to buy it. What does that look like? And this is a real life example from Jamie, my project manager. She saw something today, she said, this is exactly what we're going. We're talking to see the cool little, somebody promoted something like that. You have to do click the link in the bio, right? Because remember, social media is not built for shopping. They're built to keep your eyes on the platform. They don't have interest in you leaving the platform because they don't monetize that way. So this is why they make it hard to try to get people off the platform. So click the link in the bio. What does it take you to? Another product to try to solve another problem. A link tree. You don't know what link tree is. So now I'm going to the link tree, trying to find that product. They put in the video. Okay, fine. What do you know? It's links to their like to know. If you don't know what like to know, it's a similar thing that we're doing with static only pictures. But one of the advantages here is that something we're also repeating is that people like some affiliation, right? They were like, hey, and I don't mind. The creator is great. I like their video. Cool. I like supporting them. I click on the like to know. Now I'm finally on Amazon. But I'm not going to show you next because guess what? There's 4 more things you got to do. You got to go through the shopping cart on Amazon, right? So now we're up to 9 different steps to purchase. And anyone who knows marketing, every step in a funnel is an exponential fall off people that are not going to make a purchase, right? You've got to tighten that funnel down, right? And so that's what started to lead to that. We had a very good look and we thought, people aren't leveraging the videos. People are always trying to do this. What can we build? And on the left side, we're going to go. We decided we're just going to build it ourselves. So we're building a TikTok-like product right now. It's great. We already got our first iOS build and Android build coming out. I hope Cassie on here. And we're just going to go out and directly compete with them. We have some fundamental beliefs of what's going on, why we can step up and compete with them. Because someone would be like, why would you TikTok? I think we can. Right, and then in the Q&A, I would love to talk about that if we have some time. But it's a platform where it is shopping only. No 14-year-olds giving dances, anything like that. It solves 2 different problems in the market. Number 1, destination bias. You kind of know what you want. You already have a QR code or real estate. You see, you want to scan it. Okay, I just want to see if it's the right color. Cool. The second problem I call 21st century window shopping. Right? It's not a thing that exists anymore, right? But yeah, I want to browse cool products. Like I just want to go and I want it to know me and I want to click through stuff and I want to see cool stuff. And that's our aim right there. Can we build, and I know we are building it, right? A platform where anybody on the street can leave a review or even say, I like this product, submit it just as you would on TikTok and let others be able to see it and kind of have build that peer-to-peer trust through social. It's my presentation. Okay, thank you. All right, I know lots of people have it. Yeah.
Can you say more about the name change, Backit? Like what? I mean, I don't want to assume what that means, but I'm just curious. Like, as you've gone through this transition, making the company repivoted, what was the process like?
Okay, so the question is, why the move to Backit, right?
Yeah.
Just to say something here.
Yeah.
That one was a low-hanging fruit. Backit was a previous business that we also pivoted away from. That was back in 2016, which is crowdfunding. We did ML crowdfunding, And I purchased it and we moved to feedback. And then we wanted to move back. We were trying to move fast. And I just thought, well, hey, I've got to do it already. It's 5-6 characters long, easy to be hard to misspell. Let's just use that. And I thought, cool, moving on. Right. It was just nothing we wanted to spend a lot of time on because we want to spend enough time trying to iterate and find product market fit. And so selfishly, I'm here because I'm trying to find message market fit. Do my practice. So thank you, Swiss. Abby's made a really great video like what it would look like using our app right now. So these are some videos we actually are videos right here where it's scrolling through and then you can purchase on straight on Amazon. Right. And there we go. Yes.
I think the insight is really good that there's not another shop. I was curious, the example you showed on Instagram is almost like the brand was an so you can shop on Instagram, like just as you can reduce this and everything. It's free. So I guess I would just think, that's my question is with that in mind, I'm also thinking about the Pinterest flow, which is very visual. And when I click, it takes directly to the shop page. How do you compete against those two? What's the difference?
So to repeat the question, the question is how would I compete with Instagram stores and maybe how Pinterest are starting to do that? I want to take this one step further. TikTok's about to get into it. Right. So they're about to make their own store. Yeah. And I have a really good hypothesis, right? So first off, they're going to do really well, right? Law of large numbers, right? 1 billion people active monthly on TikTok. You apply that to any number, they're going to make a lot of that, right? But my fundamental belief is, and this is going to go a little bit into more of my basic marketing, it comes down to the one word equity, right? When you think of a brand, you automatically associate it with something. So like if I said Mr. Clean or Geico, you already know what they say. And if I went to the store and I saw luxury dark chocolate by Mr. Clean, you're probably not going to buy it, right? Because it's just, they make chemicals. I'm not buying that chocolate. So my fundamental belief on why we can sit here and compete with TikTok, or because TikTok's actually building warehouses right now because they're moving into the market, which is a good sign, is that at the end of the day, you think of the when I go into Costco, right, I'm there to buy my rotisserie chicken, right, and they've said it's removed this, but remember they used to have that kiosk with Verizon people, right, and they come and stop you halfway through, and you're just like, right, like I'm not here to do that. Because you're not there to buy that product, so it's an interrupted process. My philosophy with TikTok and why I'm not super concerned about that is that people don't join TikTok or are not opening TikTok to shop. So then thus TikTok trying to push into the shopping channel is just going to make friction and piss off our customers. Because for the same reason, it's like I don't have anything against Verizon. I walk into a Verizon store, of course I want them to buy me, but at Costco I'm not there to do that. So this is why Instagram beat TikTok out to the market, but why I've yet to find anybody who's purchased anything on Instagram stores. They're probably making lots of money because they're large numbers, right? But if an app's dedicated to only shopping, and when you open it, and that's what you expect to do, that's where I think it is. And then my second, actually 2 more things on that. The second one is that I do think that we're in a MySpace moment. Right, where if you're in 2005 saying like, Mark, why would you even make Facebook? MySpace is one market, right? That the market's large enough that this last time it's not a zero-sum game. I think we can still make a super large company, even if we're not number 1. So, the question. Sorry. Yes. No. Yes, Mary.
Is it gonna direct people just to Amazon, or are you directing people to actually stores, or are you pretty much focusing just on Amazon sellers?
So that is an awesome question. So it's a multi-phase approach because we're trying to get something out to market as fast as possible. The easiest thing is just going to Amazon. So we're going to take a low for anything in fruit and just like the way we'll fund the business is through affiliate commission through Amazon right now. But ultimately, when we finally get it, we can find some market fit. The transacting on the platform, right? Because that lets the vendors control their pricing a lot more. You're not beholden to Amazon. I have seen Amazon destroy businesses with a stroke of a pen because they're like, yeah, we'll change our policy, right? Boom, there goes the business. And I refuse to be in that position. But right now, I have to be because I don't have another 10 developers, $1 million to build it. But yeah, that's ultimately I want them to transact on the platform, much like a shopping cart. Right, so the vendors are maintaining their inventory on it. They're managing it. It's just a tool set. We're just a pest. I don't want to maintain inventory.
So So, everyone can, someone's creating the videos, can everyone join and everyone can create a video?
Yes. Yes, so the question is, who can join, who can make videos, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, it is exactly like TikTok. Anybody can join, anybody can leave a video. To get into a little finer points of the business where obviously there's a little bit of gray area where we are not sure where we're gonna land on this one. We ultimately do want to allow people who create content to monetize. So right now, I think it's very indirect route, Nike has to pay an influencer has to get to them to their product page has to make a purchase right there. And if you look at the motivation behind that, so the content creators are motivated to make the most advertisement like video. And still you got all those extra transactions. We are thinking like, well, just let them directly compensate for like the video or not for the video, but for the product. Because it's just it's a straight line. You watch the video, you purchase the product, boom, you made your commission, and vendors can then optimize towards that experience. So what you'll then get is content like small things like when you think about intrinsic value or motivations and stuff like that. If you notice on TikTok, like I don't know if you noticed, there's a new trend where people are trying to like stretch out videos as long as possible because they know that they want to trick the algorithm. Because they're trying to trick the ML to be like, well, I need you to watch the most so I can charge people for an influencer thing. That's one of the strongest parts, I think, of what this idea is that at the end of the day, the thing that our ML optimizes for, did you make the purchase request? Did it take 5 seconds? Did it take 5 minutes? I don't care. Because if people are transacting and buying stuff, it means that they found in content value. And we're not going to do this dance all the way around to an advertising. Question. So. Thank you.
So just to wrap it up with our famous question.
Yes,
Going forward, what can the 1 Million Cups community do for you?
I do have a good thing that I
Okay.
do. But I'm gonna say, I'm usually against the whole like asking a crowd because it's that whole like, someone call 911, and no one calls 911 because no one points out, says, you need to do that kind of thing, right? I can't do that right now, but Backit.com, we literally got up last night. Right, I did for this presentation, because we're moving fast, right? There is a wait list that works. If you sign up for the wait list, one of the things that we're gonna probably get by the end of the week is the ability to like start so many videos, so reserve your username ahead of time. So if you add your name to the wait list, we'll have that up soon. So by the way, if you go to the website, the whole reserve username, yeah, we're moving fast.
So
It doesn't work yet.
Backit.com?
Backit.com.
Backit.com. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.